young widow with large fortune wishes to communicate with congenial young men. Object, matrimony. Reply, box 204J.
Probably some old crab with a face that would stop a clock. I wouldn't want to marry her no matter how much money she had.
Well, I'd marry her.
You would.
Well, after all, beauty's only skin deep. I'd take some of the money and I'd have her face lifted. Then I could settle down and I wouldn't have to scrape chins anymore. Wouldn't have to work hard anymore.
That's a good idea.
You bet your life it's a good idea. I'm going to answer this right away. I might have.
What do you mean you're going to answer it?
Well, I found it.
I'll tell you what we'll do.
What?
We'll make a gentleman's agreement. We'll both answer it. And may the best man win.
Dear Mrs. Fox, 204J.
Give me a letter and I'll mail it for you. What does PTO mean?
Please turn over.
Sealed with a kiss. Put those things away and give me a shave. Another Oliver? Is he to share the same fate as the other 7 Olivers?
And why not? It was an Oliver who first came into my life and double-crossed me. Left me on the eve of my wedding. And I've sworn to take revenge on every Oliver that crosses my path.
Strange that on the eve of every wedding, you walk in your sleep, and in the morning, a body is found with its throat cut.
Make preparations for Oliver the Eighth.
Very well, then. I'm sitting on top of the world.
Hello, Oliver.
Hello, Stanley. Where'd you go?
I was just down the street. I want to have a shave.
Just rolling along.
Where are you going?
You remember that wealthy young widow we wrote to?
Yeah.
Well, while you were out, I got a letter from her. And she fell for me like a ton of bricks. We're going to be married as soon as I can get there.
Did you fall for that old crab after all you said?
Take a look at that.
Boy, she's a pet.
Isn't she?
I wonder what she can see in you.
Well, she probably thinks... What do you mean, what she can see in me?
Well, it's funny, she never answered my letter.
Well, there's nothing funny about that. You
You just wait the tank.
Well, now that you're going to be married, what are we going to do with the shop?
That's entirely up to you. You can do just what you please with it.
Well, aren't I going with you?
I'm afraid not. I'm sorry, but my social position won't permit it. Goodbye.
Bye.
I'm sitting on top of the world, just rolling. Good evening.
The name, please.
Oliver Norval Hardy. I'd like to see the future Mrs. Hardy.
Come in.
Thank you.
Madam will be right down.
Thank you.
Won't you be seated?
Yes, surely.
Nice weather we've had tomorrow.
It certainly.
Don't disturb these.
Listen, you.
What are you doing here? Well, all's fair in love and war.
Well, fair or no fair, you're going to give me my share of this fortune or I'll tell her all about you. You didn't mail my...
What do you mean, your share?
Well, I want half of what you're going to get.
You want half of what I'm going to get.
You bet your life. I want my cut. And I'm going to stay right here till I get it.
All right. If you'll keep your mouth shut, I'll see that you get it.
Okay.
What'd you do with the barber shop?
I sold it.
How much did you get?
Well, I didn't exactly sell it. I swapped it.
You swapped it?
Yeah, he was a very nice fellow. Look what he gave me. Look. Solid gold. And he told me to keep it till we got back on the gold standard. So I'm going to hide it someplace. And maybe in
Is
time.
this all you got?
No, he was very generous. Guess what he threw in for good measure?
What?
Some nuts.
Hmm? Hmm? Hmm.
Oliver.
My queen.
What is that?
What?
This.
Oh, that's my friend, Mr. Laurel.
Come, Oliver. Let's make plans for the wedding.
Very well, dear.
Take a card. Oh, we'll take one. Show it to me. The seven of diamonds. Right? Here, show it to your friend. Go on, show it to him. Go on, show it to him.
Oh.
Look. a card. What? Take a card.
Take a card.
Look what he did.
You may serve dinner, Jitters.
Yes, madam.
You dropped one.
Thank you.
You drop one.
What's the matter with him?
He's crazy. He imagines things.
Is he dangerous?
Not if you humor him. Have you a pair of scissors?
What's that for?
That means dinner is served. Come, Oliver. Your glass, please. Oh,
Soup, madam?
oh, thank you, Jitters. Your plate, please. Very little, Jitters. The crackers, please.
Crackers. Crackers?
Pass the salt, please.
The salt.
This is the pepper.
Oh, so it is. The salt.
Salt?
Thank you. Salt.
You're using the wrong fork.
You're nuts.
Who said I was nuts?
She did.
Can I speak to you two gentlemen a moment?
Will you pardon us, please? Will you be careful?
know where you're going to.
What do you mean?
When you're asleep tonight, she's going to come into your room and cut your throat. Same as she did to 7 other Olivers.
We better get out of here.
I think so too.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Just a minute. Are all the doors locked?
Yes, madame.
The windows barred?
Yes, madame.
Show these gentlemen to the guest chamber in the left wing.
Yes, madame.
Goodbye, Oliver the Eighth. I hope you have a nice, long sleep.
I wish I hadn't come along, God.
Well, here's another nice mess you've got me into.
What are we going to do? I'm scared to death.
There's only one thing to do. One of us will have to stay awake all night to keep her from cutting my throat.
Well, I can't stay awake all night.
You don't have to. We'll take turns. I'll sleep a while you stay awake, and then while you sleep, I'll stay awake. She'll not catch us napping. Very simple. Here, hang my coat in the closet.
That's a good idea, Ollie.
You bet your life.
No, sir. She won't catch us, Nippy. Get away, Bobby. Look what I found. Is it loaded? It's a good thing you went inside them.
Give me that gun and get ready for bed. Inside them. Oh,
Is everything in readiness? Are you sure the knife is good and sharp?
yes, madame. Now, whatever you do, don't go to sleep until I wake up. And if you see her coming, use the gun. Good night.
Good night.
What are you trying to do? Do you want me to get my throat cut?
No.
Well, then don't go to sleep.
Well, I can't tell when I'm asleep.
That's why I want you to stay awake, so that you can see that you're not asleep.
Well, I couldn't help it. I was dreaming I was awake. And then I woke up and found myself asleep.
trying to do? Can't you stay awake without getting into mischief?
Well, I can't stay awake if I've got nothing to occupy my mind. Do something. Or sleep if I don't.
I'll give you something to occupy your mind.
What's that for?
That's merely for my own protection. That's so you'll keep awake. As the flame gets near the string, you move the string down. If you don't, the flame will burn the string will release the brick, and the brick will hit you on the head. Now you've got something to occupy your mind. You'll have to stay awake. Good night.
Ollie. What? Don't look now, but there's a man's hand holding on to the...
Get that gun and shoot to kill. Take it easy now. Put that gun back in the closet. Isn't it bad enough that I'm going to have my throat cut without you trying to shoot me first? Come on. Get. Put.
Why don't you sleep in bed? You catch it difficult sleeping here all night.
I just had a terrible dream. Oh.